The Huble Homestead is open for the season again. It's more than butter churning and ice cream making. It's a glimpse into pioneer history.
Here?
Okay, so we do have that tour route coming at 2:30.
Oh, that's right.
You've got your
There's always a chore when you work at Huble Homestead.
stocking things and always dusting and all like that. The lawn needs mown and of course in the spring, just like 100 years ago, there's always gardens to be planted and fences to be mended.
As Crystal Leeson and Ryan McKenney go over the daily list of things to get done, it becomes obvious how much upkeep a 100-year-old house demands. And there's no shortcuts here.
It's definitely a bit different, you know, having to work with no electricity and no running water and everything, so it's definitely taken a bit of getting used to.
The group of historical interpreters, as they're called, will spend the summer taking groups of tourists and curious locals back in time to 1912, complete with Edwardian costumes.
Not everybody has a real active historical imagination. So when you think about history, you sometimes are thinking about it in black and white, or you think about it in terms of the movies you've seen, and it's sometimes hard to sort of expand that to what was real. And so we try to be as accurate as we can with costumes and with the exhibits and things that we're doing on site.
Everything has its place in the old house, from the desk to pictures. All the artifacts are placed just so.
The house gets dusted, it gets swept, it gets rearranged so that the display is always a little bit different.
And even though some rooms are out of reach, the goal is to put visitors in touch with a time when life was much harder.
There's never a dull moment, and the real only time when you get to rest is when it's raining.
And a little colder.
We can't just turn up the heat. We'd have to start a fire and wait for it all to warm up and things like that. So it really, I just sort of imagine a lot of pioneers spent a lot of time cold and in the dark.
Each cabin has been meticulously recreated. Whether it's a barn or the general store, every building on the homestead tells a story.
Well, I think it's important to know where you came from and how your area has changed over time, and just appreciate the modern conveniences and how different things were back then.
They are the gatekeepers to the past, guardians of a pioneer time most of us will never know firsthand, and they're fighting to help us remember.
That's our mandate for our organization, is we are here to preserve and present the history of the Huble Homestead and the area so that that history isn't lost.
Kelly Lonahan, CKPG News.
And you could see from that story, it was a bit of a gloomy day weather-wise, completely overcast with a few scattered showers. Those conditions are expected to last tomorrow as well. Currently, it's 12 degrees in Prince George and overcast, cloudy. The almanac shows we were below the average recorded high for this time of year, so definitely feeling a bit chilly. Air quality good downtown in College Heights and the BCR site today. Looking at the satellite radar from the past 12 hours, those green patches are actually the showers that have moved through, and you can see lots of cloud cover. Currently in the region, seeing light rain in McBride and showers in Quesnel. The rest of the region is fairly overcast and a bit cool for this time of year. And in the province, seeing showers in Terrace, rainfall in Valemount, and then the southern half of the province is looking nice and sunny. Kelowna and Vancouver both sitting at 17 degrees. Coming up on the CKPG News, a dramatic bridge collapse in Washington state sends 3 people to hospital. And more Oklahoma students who lost their school meet for the last day of class.